My Unknown Friend. By Stephen Leacock. Summary. The Unknown Friend is a short story depicting a man's encounter with a stranger on a train. The stranger engages in conversation, reminiscing about an old gang and the man's past losses. The stranger convincingly fabricates details, and the man struggles to recall their supposed shared history. Eventually, the man realizes he has been deceived. The narrative explores the consequences of attempting to be overly clever, highlighting the theme that such attempts can lead to losses. The story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of deception and the importance of genuine connections in avoiding pitfalls. About the author. Stephen Leacock, 1869–1944, was a Canadian humorist, writer, and economist. Born in England, Leacock moved to Canada as a child, and his keen observations of Canadian life became a prominent theme in his works. A prolific author, he wrote numerous humorous essays and short stories, gaining international acclaim for his wit and satire. Leacock's best-known work is Sunshine Sketches of a Little Town, a collection of humorous sketches portraying life in the fictional town of Mariposa. Alongside his literary career, Leacock was an influential economist, holding a chair at McGill University. His writing continues to entertain readers with its timeless humor. Question 1. Read the extracts and answer the questions. Extract 1. He stepped into the compartment. And it all comes right. Para 1 to 10. Question 1. How does the writer let us know that the other person looked wealthy? Answer. The writer tells us that the other person looks wealthy by mentioning the following dash. 1. He could afford to travel in the luxury carriage. 2. He was wearing an expensive coat and carrying an expensive suitcase. Question 2. Does the writer state whether the friend was known or unknown? Why? Answer. The writer does not state explicitly that he did not know the friend but hints at it by vaguely repeating whatever the friend says to create and hold suspense in the essay. He does this because he was not sure who the person is and was trying to find out through the further conversation between them. Question 3. Why does the writer use a conversational style instead of narrating the situation? Answer. The writer to make the situation come alive by showing and not telling, to help the readers enjoy it better. Question 4. Why does the writer shift from reenacting the situation? Answer. The writer is talking about himself to introduce himself as an absent-minded person who knows how to muddle through a conversation confidently until he finds his bearings when recognition strikes. Question 5. What purpose does the interlude serve? How does the interlude lend itself to humor? Answer. The interlude heightens the suspense regarding the newcomer. It introduces humor as the writer pretends to be in control by making seemingly right comments. Question 6. Read paras 1 to 9. Does the writer state whether the friend was known or unknown? Why? Answer. The writer does not state in paras 1 to 9 whether the friend was known or unknown because he wants to make the reader curious. The newcomer addresses the speaker as an old friend and the speaker responds suitably, yet the title of the story says My Unknown Friend, so we as readers feel curious to know who the friend really was. Question 7. Paragraphs 3 to 9 record the exchange between the two men. Which of these lines indicate that something may not be quite right? What does it suggest? Answer. The line in para 6 who, indeed, I thought to myself, indicates that something may not be quite right. It suggests that the speaker may not be quite so pleased to see the other man or that he may not have recognized the other man. Question 8. I know just how to deal with the situation. Para 10, what kind of a situation was the speaker talking about and how was he going to deal with it? Answer. The speaker was talking about the situation where he could not recognize or remember the other person, although the latter claimed to be an old friend. He was going to deal with it by staying calm and acting confidently, as if he did know the other man. He was going to talk to the man and find out who he really was. Extract 2. My friend continued. She's marking up town. Para 37 to 54. Question 1. How does the mood change and how does the writer respond to it? Answer. The stranger refers to a loss and the writer wonders what is supposed to have been the loss. He thinks it could be money and keeps quiet, letting the man talk until he can figure out the loss. Question 2. How does the writer combine something serious with something funny when the stranger refers to death? Answer. Though death is a serious loss, the writer is relieved that he knows how to handle the discussion. He has only to keep quiet until he gets more information about whom he is supposed to have lost. Question 3. How does he make a mistake when he is sure he is treading on safe ground? How does he rectify his mistake? Answer. He makes the mistake of referring to the dead person being well and smoking a few days before death when the person in question is supposed to be his grandmother. He says he meant that she liked being smoked to as if her nerves were calmed by cigarette smoke. Question 4. Why is the stranger worried? What heightens his tension? Answer. He has missed his station where he is supposed to get down. The train would stop at this station only for a short duration as it is making up for some delay. Question 5. How does the writer show that he was treating the conversation as a game? Answer. The writer shows us that he was treating the conversation as a game when he expresses his satisfaction by saying, "So far I had scored the first point." Question 6. Pardon me, I said, annoyed at my own stupidity. Para 50. What stupidity is he referring to? Why could it be stupid? Answer. The speaker is referring to his mistake in saying that the person who was supposed to have died used to smoke. It could be a stupid thing for him to say because he did not really know who the other man was referring to. He could have been referring to someone who would not smoke, like the speaker's grandmother. By making such a mistake, the speaker almost revealed that he still could not recognize the other man. Question 7. How does the writer combine something serious with something funny in the first few lines of paragraph 42? Answer. The writer combines something serious with something funny with the line death. Oh, that was it, was it? I almost hiccuped with joy. Here, death is a serious matter, but the way the writer reacts to it almost hiccuping with joy because he found it easy to deal with discussions on someone's death is very amusing. Extract 3. I'll have to wire back. So extraordinarily clever. Para 56 to 72. Question 1. How does the writer make the station seem realistic? Answer. The writer makes the porter talk the variety of English of the working class, not that of the educated. Question 2. Why does the writer offer the stranger money? What is funny about the writer noting that the stranger had taken all his money? Answer. The writer wants to be rid of him. The stranger is trying to open the lock to take out his money and the writer thinks he might not get down and may continue to plague him. He only says the stranger took all his money without yet realizing that he is left without any money. Question 3. What are the two things the writer notices about the stranger and what does he deduce from them? Answer. The writer notices the below two things about the stranger dash. 1. He sees the man walking slowly on the platform and thinks he may have missed the connecting train to take him back to his station. 2. He sees the expensive suitcase near him and presumes the stranger had forgotten to take it. Question 4. Who is the new stranger and why was he beaming? Why is the writer upset on seeing the new stranger walking away with his suitcase? Answer. The new stranger is a person looking for his lost suitcase and is happy to find it. The expensive suitcase is actually his. He realizes that the previous stranger was a con man pretending to be a long-lost friend only to cheat him of all his money. Question 5. Why does the writer describe his state in a single word? Answer. The writer describes his state in a single word stung because here, this single word is more expressive and appropriate than a lengthier description. It is more effective than providing an entire sentence or even a paragraph to describe the shock the writer felt. Question 6. His face was agitated. Why was the stranger's face agitated? What was the speaker's reaction to the stranger's problem? Paras 57 and 63. Answer. The stranger's face was agitated because he said that he had missed his stop. The train had arrived at the junction and he was supposed to have got down at the previous station. He needed to get down and send a telegram to someone saying that he had missed his stop. Yet he could not seem to open his suitcase to bring out the money. The train stopped at the junction for a very short time, so he was in a hurry. The speaker did not feel very sympathetic towards the other man. He wanted the other man to go away, so he offered him some money to get down and send the telegram. He called him an idiot for forgetting to take his suitcase. Question 7. Does the speaker blame himself for his loss? Why? What was the loss? Answer. Yes, the speaker blames himself for his loss. He felt that since he had tried to be too clever and pretended to know the stranger instead of admitting that he could not recognize him, the stranger got the opportunity to take his money. The loss was of the money that the stranger took from him, pretending to be in a hurry to send a telegram. Explain the lines from the text. Question 8. A long time, I repeated with something of a note of sadness. Para 13. Answer. The speaker spoke here with a note of sadness because he wanted to show the other man that he too had suffered from the long separation from his supposed friend. Question B. Never, I said, firmly and flatly. Para 19. Answer. The speaker said never firmly and flatly because he did not want the discussion to move towards the old place till he could understand which place was being referred to. Question C. Not now, I said very gently. Para 21. Answer. The speaker spoke gently here because the other man had said that he may not care to go back to the old place, and from this the speaker guessed that there was some painful or delicate history attached to the place that the other man was talking about. Question D. I struck him with great animation. Para 27, E. I started to laugh, too. Para 36. Answer. The speaker struck him with great animation when he planned to take a bold step and decided to ask questions himself to try and understand who the other person was. He was pretending to follow the conversation with interest. Question E. I started to laugh too. Para 36. Answer. When the other man laughed and said that Pete was married, the speaker started to laugh as well. He was trying to show that if the other man found it funny that Pete had got married, then he too understood why it was funny and was suitably amused. Question F. I remained quiet. Para 38. Answer. When the other man mentioned a loss, the speaker decided to remain quiet because he had no idea what it was that he was supposed to have lost. Question G. I almost hiccuped with joy. Para 42. Answer. The speaker hiccuped with joy when he understood that the other man was talking about someone's death, because in his experience, talking about death in situations like this was very easy. If he waited a little, he could find out who had died and through that, who the other man was. Question H. What plan did the speaker use in paragraphs 27 to 36? Why did his plan work? Answer. In paras 27 to 36, the speaker tried to ask questions to the other man instead of simply and briefly responding to his questions and comments. This was a bold plan, as he could have asked something that would show that he could not recognize the man, but he felt confident that he could ask safe questions. With the help of this plan, he hoped to understand who the other man was. His plan did not work because although the other man answered his questions, the speaker still could not recognize him.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more updates.